Well guys, we've always been waiting for Days Gone 2, but today we have something even more interesting. But today we have something that I honestly did not expect, because Days Gone is getting a full-on remaster which is coming to PS5 and PS5 Pro, which is going to be releasing in November. But there is a brand new rumor which just circulated, and it seems very interesting at this point because it states that Days Gone 2 is something that the fans have been asking for a very long time, but it is unfortunate. But Ben Studios haven't really given any information about Days Gone 2, but the franchise could be making its way to PlayStation 5 anyways. But from the reports that's coming from Insider Gaming, it seems like Days Gone 2 could be a franchise that could eventually be making to PlayStation 5. Now, with the rumor of an upcoming state of play, which is supposed to happen, came from a guy named Jordan Midler. Now, apparently, Jordan Midler is some sort of a video game critic, and he mostly has a lot of these insider information. And now, finally, Jordan Midler has given us some updates on Days Gone 2, and he says that, Sony is not going to be revealing Days Gone 2, but what they're going to do in this latest state of play, which they haven't really announced officially, but they have huge plans for the upcoming state of play, which could most possibly, give us more information about the games that's coming out. Now, on the recent PlayStation event, we got to take a first look at PlayStation 5 Pro from Mark Cerny, but there wasn't really any PS5 Pro exclusive games or any game that kind of just highlights the performance of what a mid-generation console for the PS5 would look like. But now it seems like Sony has much different plans, and especially this is only done in terms of marketing the PlayStation 5 Pro consoles. And I also think that it's not just going to be Days Gone, it's also going to be a bunch of different games that's also going to get remastered for the PS5 Pro version, specifically with a lot of PS5 Pro enhancements enabled. Now, as you know, PlayStation announced that there are some old games that's also releasing, and it's going to be released with enhancement that's going to be coming out for PS5 Pro. But then all of these enhancements are going to be free. It's like about 1,000 games that's coming out, and all of these 1,000 games are going to be enhanced for 4K 60 frames per second with better ray tracing and graphical enhancements and all that stuff. But what could actually benefit Sony is that, the community really wants to have some surprises in terms of Days Gone, and it seems like they're finally focusing on bringing a remastered version. Now, honestly, is it necessary? If you ask me, I would say that absolutely not. It's definitely one of the worst moves ever, because Days Gone, it already looks like a truly next-gen title on the PS4 and PS5. And honestly, the game releasing on the PC version, it ran absolutely fabulous. And now seeing that they're doing a remastered version of Days Gone, which is totally not required, but I think they're just doing it in terms of, promoting the PS5 Pro console so that they can get more sales for the console. Because currently, as far as what people have been saying, Sony has only, revealed the console. They haven't shown any games. The only games that they showed off is like the already released Last of Us Part 2, which is running on like a performance mode on the PS5, and comparing that with PS5 Pro version with the fidelity mode running at 4K 60 frames per second. So it doesn't really compare that well in terms of, how the performance of PS5 Pro is going to look like. But then if they release a game that, a lot of people really loved, but then even if they did not make a sequel, if they do end up releasing Days Gone as a remastered version, what does this mean? This, of course, means that there are more hopes towards getting Days Gone 2. Maybe if, a lot of people support the sales for Days Gone's remaster on the PS5 Pro, absolutely, Sony is going to be encouraged. They know that, people are definitely going to support this game, so they might give a green light for Days Gone 2. And currently, Ben Studios are the only ones that are holding back in terms of, releasing Days Gone 2. So it's not Sony. We recently just got confirmation from the latest interview, which was done by IGN and Insider Gaming, which was recently done by PC Gamers. And as far as what the old developers of Days Gone have said, it seems like, Ben Studios, some people inside Ben Studios, they're not allowing Sony to, give a green light. And the reason why is because they already have like the pitch and the storyline and all the stuff for Days Gone to figure it out. Someone from the Ben Studios, the entire studio and all the people that worked on this game, they are not presenting this game to Sony. Now, unfortunately, what happens in terms of game development is that, usually the development studio, they kind of, come together and submit their future plans for the sequel of the game. If they do end up seeing that the first game that they developed is a huge success and they want to get more opportunities in order to produce more games like these. So they kind of just, go ahead and submit that to Sony, and Sony then reviews it and either gives a green light, or they might just reject it and say, well, we need better script, and this is not good enough. We need something more good that kind of could sell better. And that part was not really done by Ben Studios. It seems like, someone from Ben Studio was just holding that stuff back. We don't know who that is or why whatsoever, but it seems like a lot of woke people are in the industry and they don't want this stuff happening, and that is one of the biggest reasons as to why we don't have Days Gone 2. But there's one hope, of course, because we're getting a brand new movie for Days Gone, which is being currently developed. And we recently just learned that Sam Heughan is going to be the one who's going to play as Deacon St. John. And you can already see, like, this dude kind of just does represent what Deacon looks like. And it's one of the best castings out there. And the film is already in production, and it seems like Uncharted already garnered over $402 million in box office. So this means that, Days Gone might end up becoming a huge success if it's done right. And this could also give us more opportunities in order to, get a sequel. And also, since, Days Gone is getting a remastered version on the PS5 and PS5 Pro with enhanced edition or whatever, it seems like it's good news. Now, if you go ahead and take a look at some of the information that we have just received, it seems like with rumors of upcoming State of Play from PlayStation along with announcements of remaster, a new possibility has entered the arena. Based on the tweet from Jordan Midler, it would appear that Days Gone is going to be one of those games announced. Now, this is something that people never expected. I honestly never expected for a remaster version to be appearing out of the blue, but it's something good. I think it's going to, give the game another opportunity in order to go further into the future with the PS5 Pro and also future generation consoles. And we also have some of the quoted stuff here, which says that if he was angry that this character is an Astrobot, he's actually referring to the creative director of Days Gone, because he was really angry. Deacon St. John was being used as an animated character in order to promote Astrobot. So he's basically just talking about that. So he's going to lose his mind at this, Midler said as a reply to another post suggesting that an even less exciting remaster than the reported Horizon Zero Dawn was coming. Now, of course, we know that Horizon Zero Dawn, the game did not sell well, and it doesn't really have that good of a review as well. I mean, it's visually good and whatnot, but still, Horizon Zero Dawn, it's not an amazing game. I would say that Days Gone was far better and had far better storytelling, gameplay experience, and usually Horizon Zero Dawn does look very fabulous, man. The graphics and everything looks amazing, but, kind of hook you in as a player. You kind of just feel bored after you play for a couple of hours. Like, the first intro is done and then you're pretty much just bored. I never touched that game. It was so boring. I even tried the sequel. I even tried to play that game just a couple hours in, probably like an hour or two, and then I was completely done with that game also, because it was so boring, so repetitive, and any missions that you do just destroying these machines, it really did not give me that satisfaction or any sort of adrenaline rush or even excitement in order to go ahead and do it over and over, no matter how gigantic the machines were. It was just not fun to me personally, and I think a lot of people did take this in the same subjective way, and it kind of just did work out very bad for Horizon Zero Dawn. And still, that game received like an whole-on sequel, and there's also another Horizon Zero game that's coming up. So there's going to be like a whole entire prequel, and that's something, guys at Ben Studios, not the current guys, the old guys who worked on Days Gone, are very upset about. That this game, which sold so much, it also was loved by so many gamers around the world, and people are actually asking for a sequel. You can go ahead, check out on YouTube, on Twitter, any platform you want. People are actually asking for a sequel for Days Gone, and it seems like that's just not happening. And John Garvin, the creative director of Days Gone, he's actually very mad, honestly, man. He's very mad. Now, if you take a look at his official post, you can actually see that, Garvin says that Days Gone director slams Ben Studio for not protecting its legacy in Astrobot ad. And honestly, that is very true, man, because, they kind of just made my man Deacon as one of those promotional characters who's used in order to, promote some other small games or indie games or whatever, like Astrobot, for example. Of course, Astrobot is an indie game. It's not like a AAA industry kind of level game. It's an indie game, and they're just using Deacon in order to promote it. And there's not even a sequel for Days Gone, and we have a sequel for Astrobot, the game which nobody purchased, and it has a sequel. That's how Sony is interested in, promoting stuff that is not woke. So if you're woke, you're definitely going to get a chance. If you're not woke, you're completely going broke. That's how it seems like, things are working out in the gaming industry. And yeah, I would love to know what your opinions are. Let me know in the comments down below. What are your opinions? What are your thoughts and all that stuff? And there's this very important question I want to ask every single one of you guys watching this video. Leave a comment down below letting me know your answer. If Sony announces Days Gone's remaster version on the PlayStation event, would you guys be purchasing Days Gone's remaster version? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's see how many guys are going to be supporting this game. If you want a sequel, I think we have no choice but to support this game. But yeah, Sony's of course going to make some extra money. But if we want a sequel, I think this is the only way to go ahead and get it. So let me know in the comments down below, because your comments, it's definitely going to help the developers, Ben Studios and all this stuff. You know, everyone to basically get to know what players want. So your comments, man, it's so freaking important. Helps the community, helps the game get better. It helps us get what we exactly want from gaming industry. So please share your feedbacks down below the comments. And yeah, with that being said, if you guys did enjoy this video, please go ahead, smack a like. It really goes a long way. It helps the channel a lot more than you guys think. And also subscribe if you guys want to stay tuned for all the latest and the greatest information, news, updates, gameplays, trailers, announcements, leaks, everything that you guys need about upcoming open world games. And also AAA games. This is the go-to channel because I always keep my subscribers up to date with all the latest gaming news. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.